Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review, we are looking at the Power Rangers Legacy Blue Ranger. This is the metallic version, and you guys know the metallic series has kind of been a little iffy in the fact that they are not only metallic, but they are semi-transparent. Now, the darker colors have been better than the lighter colors, so this guy stands a good chance of being an okay figure. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 6 3/4. He's probably closer to 6 7/8, which makes him just about 17.5 centimeters. Like I mentioned, the metallic ones, not necessarily the best thing, only because they have been semi-transparent. The plastic they used is a very, let's say less than opaque. It's not like you can see through it, but you can kind of see into it a little bit. It's a little strange. The metallic factor does look really nice, and I understand why they did that. It happened in the series. That's perfectly fine. I like it, but the transparent is an issue. Black Ranger looked okay. Red Ranger looked pretty good. Blue Ranger, I'm going to say, looks the best. He's the most metallic and least translucent looking of the bunch. I like this one very much. It could just be that I'm biased, but I'm actively trying to avoid my bias for the color blue, so we'll see how that turns out. But the paint on it's still the same as all the other ones. The white's fine, and then the blue diamonds are not the same as the rest of the blue, so that's a little questionable also. It is worth noting the belt is still white and painted accurately, so that's a huge benefit for this particular batch of figures. The first batch had that issue with the belt. So before we go into anything else, let's talk accessories. Very important to note, this guy does come with his spear thingy staff. You know, the weapons were the big draw for this batch, and it's nice that he does have it, and it's done fairly well. There's a little bit of paint on there, and the sculpting is good enough. And then we do have the little blade blaster thingy, which is unfortunately also semi-transparent. You know, that is kind of a drawback, but we do have those accessories. I guess I should point out, the staff is not transparent for him. Like, some of the accessories were, Black Ranger's wasn't, the rest kind of were, his is not, so that's a little bit better as well. So again, the paints are nice and clean. You can see on the head especially, it looks really good. I'm very pleased with that. They did a good job. His head does seem to be a little bit crooked. I'm hoping that that's just warping from the packaging. I know White Ranger had that issue too. I did find 2 of these guys, and they were both off to the side a little bit, so I don't know, hopefully that's not like an actual molding issue. As far as articulation goes, the head can look back, or look up and down. It's very, very nicely done. I love the neck joint on these guys. Side to side, no problem. They cannot lean the way they're designed, but they did a really good job seating the head properly and giving that range, so I like that a whole bunch. The shoulders, yes, they look goofy. We've been over this before. They don't go that far out to the side, so that's a bit of a bummer. They do stick out this weird way and have the pecs kind of squished in so that they can bring their arms across like that, which I think that's an okay sacrifice for a line like this. I'm all right with it. We do have our bicep swivel, of course, the full rotation. Double jointed elbow works very nicely. No problems there. We have a wrist swivel right here, and then a full-on ball hinge for the wrist, which is very, very nice. Gripping hands on both sides. The ab crunch works nice enough. It's a little loose, but it's not too loose. You can wiggle a little bit and he'll fall down, but he won't fall on his own, so that's okay. It works nice enough. Waist twist is obviously fine. For the hips, I love these hips. They did such a good job with them. Yeah, they could be a little tighter, but look at the range. And they don't look too bad either. I think it's a good trade-off. They don't go that far forward, but full splits, they don't go back either. Thigh swivel, double jointed knee works just fine. We have our boot swivel or shin swivel, and then we have our ankle hinge, which goes pretty far back and pretty far forward. You're going to have to kind of finagle it, but you can get it really far forward. And then, of course, you have your ankle rocker, which does come off at an angle, but it's just like Marvel Legends, so I think that's okay. This guy, I guess you could count as an accessory if you really wanted to, with just pegs into the belt. So yeah, I mean, this whole batch is a little questionable in that we're getting a whole second batch of figures just for their weapons, and then they made them a little bit transparent. This is, of course, one of the better, if not the best iterations, so I think that's okay. But you know, you have to just use a little bit of your own judgment and decide if it's worth it to you. I'm happy to get it. I mean, they're only $20 figures, so it's a fun little batch to have. So I'm gonna say I recommend it, but do take note of the things I mentioned so that you are fully aware of what you're paying for. Or for what you're paying. Whatever. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff. If you guys have any other suggestions, let me know. I'm happy to hear it. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And in the meantime, keep collecting.